So one of the most crucial signings this offseason was bringing back Drew Sample. Now, while Drew Sample is not going to be a guy who's going to go out there and put up 1,000-yard seasons, 1,100-yard seasons, and absolutely blow you away in yardage, he's a guy who is going to be that blocking tight end, right? That's what he's known for, is a blocking tight end. He's going to be the guy that lays the block, that lets the Joe Mixon run for 80-yard touchdown. The crazy Chris Brown 90-yard touchdown play, that's because Drew Sample got that block, right? That's his job, and that's what he's good for. With that being said, then bringing him back was honestly a really nice complimentary piece to signing Irv Smith. You get yourself a vertical threat in Irv Smith, and now you get yourself a complimentary piece in a very good blocker in Drew Sample. Well, they asked him about the whole, coming back to the Bengals, and also, of course, Irv Smith signing. So let's go ahead and listen up to what he has to say.
You in the draft, hearing all those things about, they're going to draft the tight end and whatever, and then you had the security knowing going in that you had already got your job back.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was nice to be signed back just for my own thing and be back on a team and be back on this team. From there it was just like, hey, I want guys that are going to help make the team better. So, whoever they thought that was going to be, we obviously have a lot of trust in them. We've brought in a lot of guys that have definitely helped us in the last couple of years. So, I'm excited with the guys we got, and I'm excited for this team going in this year.
Where are you in the process of rehab? What are you looking for as camp gets ready to start later?
Yeah, for me right now, it's just getting comfortable. I'm pretty much doing everything. It's just getting comfortable doing it, getting my feet back under me. Haven't obviously done a lot in a while, so it just feels good to. I'm pretty much doing everything. It's just kind of getting comfortable with it, and making sure I'm ready to go for camp and for the season.
Do you feel like you complement Irv well? Obviously, you complimented Hayden well last year. Do you think your guys' game complements each other well?
Yeah, I think so. I think Irv brings a lot to the table. Obviously he has had a few injuries, but when he's been healthy, he's done a lot of good things in all phases really of the game. And so for us, James and the staff likes tight ends that can do it all. And so, I think when Irv and I are on the field together, we'll be able to do a lot of different things together, whether that's the run game, pass game, whatever it may be. So I'm excited for him and our room especially to get going.
How much does it personally motivate you that although there was this outside noise, the organization, showing they had faith in you?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, I've been here, and I've played a lot of ball for them, and it's always good to know that the coaches want you back and they trust you to do certain things. And so for me, it's just about getting back, getting comfortable, and going out there and showing them the player that I am and the player I know I can be.
Re-signing before the draft, was that important for you to find a home, either staying here or elsewhere before the draft?
Yeah, I don't know if that played into it, but for me it was just about where I was in the rehab process. I felt like I was in a good spot to show other teams I was going to be basically good for the season and where I was at, and so that's kind of how it worked out. But it was always good to just be back for OTAs and kind of get back in the building with the guys, whether that was before the draft or after. But like I said, it's just good to be back around the team, back with the guys and back, in football, really.
You've been around this franchise for a while now. You've seen the growth of not only the franchise but the offense with Joe. What is it about this team that helps integrate new players so well?
I just think we got a lot of good guys in here that really make it easy for new guys to come in. Like I said, I've been here one of the longest now, it feels like. So it's cool for me just being in the city a long time, whether it's Trevor or other guys coming in, just whatever they need, I'm here. I have a house here, I've lived here, I know some areas, and like a lot of other guys do too. But I just think our mentality is hey, we bring guys in and we know the staff thinks they can help us win, so let's get them going, let's get them up to speed, and let's roll. So I think that's just been something that's been great for me when I came in. There was a lot of vets here, and so now I'm kind of on the other end of that, and so for me I always want to help guys, and I think that makes it easier when everyone feels that way.
Is the Bengal culture a real thing now?
I think so. It was here, there's obviously, I've been here since Zach's been here, and so, every year you kind of feel that change. And even when we weren't winning games, we felt like we had a really strong culture. And, then that started translating to winning games. And so then it's on the field and off the field. And I think that's a reason a lot of guys, want to come here and want to be a part of this because of that.
Drew, having lost a year, what did you gain from not being able to play, to just observe the game and not being responsible for making plays or whatever, to just slip it over?
It was tough to kind of take a step back. For me, I was just able to watch, I obviously watched the Bengals and was following us, but it was just cool to be able to sit back and, almost take a somewhat of a fan perspective, just being able to watch a lot of football and just be able to watch it without, having that pressure of it's game day or whatever, just being able to enjoy it. And, I missed it. And so I'm excited to be back and to play it now, not just watch it.
Now, again, a lot of the thing with them not taking tight end wasn't really because they were 1,000% secure in their tight ends. Tight end was never the best player available in the NFL draft for them. That's why they didn't take tight end. And I think even Duke Tobin really... No, actually not Duke Tobin. The director of scouts talked about how if they had an extra pick, they might have taken a tight end. They really might have. They had an extra pick. But because they didn't, they kind of went with the best player available every single time. And that's what they did. So with that being said, them not taking tight ends, not because they truly 1,000% are confident in Irv Smith, Drew Sample, and the rest. It's really just how it all fell into place. But that does give, again, a great chance now for Drew Sample and all the other tight ends to really, step up and be able to become monsters on this team. Irv's the starting tight end right now, right? Obviously. He's the vertical threat tight end. But every single tight end on this roster outside of Irv is going to have to contribute and going to have to give them all because this is a Super Bowl roster and every single play you make gets you closer and closer to that Lombardi trophy. But love the fact Drew is back. Definitely excited about that. Again, having a really good run blocking receiver is always important. Especially because I feel like this year they're going to continue to air the ball out, but I feel like, especially this year, they're going to try to run the ball a little bit more. You got Chase Brown now, who's a, one-play tutty type of guy. He's an absolute blazing speed type of player. Then obviously you have, Joe Mixon back. Travion Williams is in there too. Maybe they sign another running back before the season starts. I definitely feel like they're going to run the ball a tad bit more than they did last season, this season. Now, last season we had Joe Mixon who went down with injury, so obviously there's not really like a fault to the Bengals why they didn't run the ball as much. But I feel like they're definitely going to kind of change up this offense a tad bit in more balanced, not balanced offense, but a little bit more of a run-first offense. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.